Good day, everyone, and welcome to Delta Swara Duita TV, your space for inspirations, educations, and meaningful conversations. In these precious occasions, we would like to say Happy National Education Day. To all dedicated teachers, your patience and commitment shapes not only minds but also the future of our world. Thank you for guiding, inspiring, and nurturing every student with care. And in line with our moment today, we are going to discuss about something interesting. We are going to talk about teaching is more than a profession. As we all know that the quality of education depends a lot on the quality of the teachers. Teachers are not only sharing or transferring their knowledge, but they are supposed to be able to build the students' characters and also to be able to create a positive vibes of learning environments. But in classrooms, sometimes we got some challenges, yeah, particularly in learning English. Sometimes the students are not aware of the importance of learning English. This is one of the biggest challenges. And to discuss about this matter, today's episode, we are so honored to be joined by one of the English teachers from Vocational High School, Pgri Sidoarjo, who will share about her perspective towards our topic today. Without further ado, we would like to invite Mrs. Fitria Agustin, SS, SPD, MMPD. So, welcome to our program, to Fitria.
Thank you.
So, how's life today?
It's great.
Okay, so happy National Education Day, Bu Fitria.
Thank you.
All right. So today we have very interesting topic to be talked to and to be discussed because it's quite relevant to our moment today. Teaching is more than a profession. But before talking further about our topic, then it's gonna be much better if you, let's say, introduce yourself to our audience so that our colleagues will know you and they will address you when you are outside of the office. Would you mind introducing yourself, Bu Fitri?
Okay, hello everyone. I am Fitri Agustini. I am a teacher of Vocational High School, PGRI to Sidoarjo, and I am one of the member of PGRI. And now today I am here to talk about with Mr. Sabat about English is challenging and what was the topic, sir?
Teaching is more than profession.
Yeah, teaching is more than perfection. And I will try to share my experience in teaching in vocational high school, I think.
Okay. So Mrs. Fitria has been teaching English for almost 15 years.
Yes,
it's quite a long time.
Yeah, actually not 15 years, but before in vocational high school, I teach in elementary school for 5 years, and then in PGI2 it's about 10 years.
Okay.
I start PGI2 at 2015.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you've been teaching elementary school and also vocational high school.
That's right.
So what is actually the different atmosphere in teaching elementary school and also vocational high school? Is there any difference or they are the same?
That's really different.
Okay.
Yeah. If I teach in elementary school, I do not give the higher material. Yeah. So I just teach the basic of English. It's more easy in material, but the difficult thing is I have to make my students, because they are still kids, yeah, so they have to engage in English first, and then they make the English like so fun in their life, like singing a songs and then games. So it's about the material is I cannot give like in vocational high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So teaching in different levels of education in elementary school and also vocational high school, there are different levels, but one words that make me so curious is that engagement, because teaching in elementary school or vocational high school, of course, the aspect of engagement is must, so that they will be able to understand and aware to learn something. Well, actually, how could you engage your students in your learning strategies, Bu Fitri?
Okay, for engage my students, for the first time I come to the class, yeah, I think I usually open my class with a simple question or maybe a simple game in English. Like for a simple question, for example, have you breakfast this morning? Or what did you have for breakfast this morning? So some students answer me, but some students cannot answer, but because they don't know about the word in English. And then I ask to the class, what the word in English? Something like that. And that makes my students, this activity makes relax them from the previous subject and reminds them about this is an English class. And then after I give them a simple question, simple conversation, and then I will get the atmosphere of the class in English.
So you don't jump directly in conveying the materials, but you are trying to build the students' mood.
Yes, I try to make my class relax first, because I know that before English lessons there must be another lesson that maybe that the lesson make them stress, and then I ask them to relax. Sometimes I give them some kinds of game or some kinds of simple conversation, like yeah, something like that. How are you today?
So it means that you try to make them feeling comfortable, relaxed, and then you can just start conveying your materials.
Yeah, because I think that if they can speak English naturally, the confidence will grow naturally too.
Okay, so here one of challenge for teacher is that how could we prepare our students to get ready to learn in our classroom? And it is not as simple as it could be seen, but we need to design the instructional strategy. We should be able to create a lot of interesting games so that student can get involved or can be engaged in our teaching and learning process. But in this case, Bu, because our topic today is talking about teaching is more than a profession, of course, when we are in a classroom, we are not only transferring our knowledge, we are not only teaching the materials, but one of the responsibilities is that we should be able to build the student characters. Is that?
Yes.
What do you think about this book?
Yeah, I think the character will be built not like simsalabim ada kedabra.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we build little by little. So then for vocational students, English is kind of a tools to make them go faster in the future.
Okay.
Because on vocational school, it is focused on preparing them for the workplace. Yeah, in my school we have office management, and then accounting, and then digital communication design, and also software engineering.
Okay.
So I think English for them is kind of, they all need English, yeah, to open door to global and international opportunities. So I think to make it as their character, we have to connect between the English with their vocational subject. And the big challenge is sometimes about the textbook.
Textbook.
Yeah, the textbook do not fit with their contextual vocational context. So I have to adapt. I have to adjust a lot, so it's become where it's become relevant to their need.
All right.
Yeah, and after they learn, sometimes I make my own worksheet. I find a material like reading material that suits with the vocational context. And when they see the relevant, they feel that, oh, English is I need English because the English is on my future job, something like that.
Okay, so it means that building the characters, of course, we need a certain strategy. One of the important characteristics, for example, like bravery, confidence, and also they have honesty in the process of teaching and learning. But in this case, Bu Fitria, I'm so wondering because you are teaching vocational high school, in which they are so much close with digital things and then technology. So how could you relate technology and digital issues with English? Because actually they are interrelated, but if the teachers, let's say, do not know how to correlate this, then the student will get confused. Then what about your strategies in a classroom?
Okay. My strategies in the classroom when I to build their characters like that. First, in the class, I ask them to speak English without worrying about the mistakes, because mistakes means they are learning.
Exactly.
Things, yeah. And then I give them a project-based learning that's suitable with their vocational context, so they will learn about when they get a lesson from vocational subject and then they apply to in English, and they will be find the correlation, and after they find the correlation, they know that they can speak they know that English is not a difficult thing, because in the workplace I found that English is important. So from there they have a motivation to learn English.
Okay. What is something interesting from your explanation is that you try to create your own worksheets.
Yes.
You try to make it suitable with the students' conditions. So while you are designing the worksheets, then what's the biggest challenges? Because I think it is not as easy as it could be seen when we are designing the worksheet, right?
Yes, it's not an easy thing, but as we know nowadays we have an AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really helpful. Yeah, I get a kind of help from AI. For example, I have to teach in office management students, and then the office management students will work in a company or in an office. So I will make a worksheet or make reading materials like how the letter or memos are written in English, and how to make hold a meeting in English, something like that. I make it in a role play. Make it in a role play, in a working simulation, something like that.
So AI is only a tool, right?
Yes,
Because
it's a tool.
the main thing is that your creativity,
Yes.
teacher's creativity. If you don't have any creativity, then AI is useless.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So in this case, that when teachers are so much creative, then the students should also be as creative as the teachers. Then it is also one of the characters that we should build in our student life. They should be able to be creative, because in your school, vocational high school, after graduating, then they should be able not to find a job, but to create a job. So that creativity is so much needed. Then how could you, let's say, teach students to be more creative with English?
Yeah, I also created an after school English conversation club. So when they are not satisfied with my lesson in a class, they can come after class to join the English conversation club, and it has been approved by principal as an extracurricular now, and it's just twice a week, on Monday and on Tuesday. It's just 1 hour, but in English club, speaking English is mandatory, so they have to speak for about 1 hour. Yeah, and then I believe that in English club uh, they can
Discuss?
yes, discuss everything in the English club.
All right. So from Mrs. Fitria explanation, we could say that this is the passions of being a teacher. So if a teacher doesn't have a passion and commitment, then there is no English club. There is no
Yes,
creativity
that's
like
right.
that. So that's like what I've said before. Then teacher must have a passion and commitment to live up the students' lives. So in this case, Bu Fitria, you are so much deserve to say that you are a passionate teacher.
Yes, maybe.
All right, because
Because
yeah,
I really motivated to see my student that I think that English is really can really change the future of vocational students.
mm,
Yeah, because we can say that English, there's always be English in every workplace, something like so. I have to say to my students that even you don't like English, even you can't speak English, but you have to learn.
yes,
Yeah, because when you are go out from the school, when you are graduated from the school and you go to a workplace, you find an English, and you find English is a must.
okay. So can I just say that a teacher is also an agent of change because uh, usually the student doesn't have any awareness that actually English is so much needed. Although they are taking a digital informations major, but English is still used anywhere and anytime. So how could you build the student awareness when they are learning English?
Okay, I have ever invited graduated students, and now she's work in GE Germany.
Oh,
Yeah, she works in GE Germany, and I invite her, and I ask her to give kinds of explanation to 12th grade students. So uh, in that moment, they show that English is kinds of a tools that makes her success in the work.
so then when you invited one of the alumni
Yes.
who is working in Germany, for example, what are the student reactions at that
Yeah,
moment?
they are really enthusiastic.
So were they motivated because one of the alumni came
Yeah.
and she is successful?
Yeah, they all most of them say I want to be like her. I want to go abroad. I want to work in a foreign country. And then when they have when they have uh something like that, I will say, oh, you have to learn English before.
Okay, so when they are aware and realize that, okay, I would like to go abroad, traveling abroad, then you come
Yes.
inside to the point.
Yes,
Just learn English.
just learn English.
What about if they say, Mrs. English is quite hard for me and I don't understand a lot about English? Then how could you jump and make them realize that English is not that easy? How could you make the students brave enough?
Yeah, I say that English is difficult because this is not our language, this is not our mother tongue. So you don't have to worry about the mistakes. You don't have to confusing about this is a British or American dialect. Just say what you want to say and use your own dialect. And yeah, that's the great start to learn English. And if you want to learn English, it's not just about the English is difficult, but it's just from your motivation. If you want to learn English, you must be able to speak English.
That's actually the great or the good point from you when you were saying that, well, actually, do not be afraid of making mistakes because mistake is part of learning
Yes.
process. And then when you were saying like that one, is there any, let's say, change in students' behavior in using English in daily activity?
Yes, they are not shy anymore to speak everything in English. And then sometimes they want to say something for, and then my students forget, please, what is this word in English? They ask me like that.
Okay.
Because when they say something in Indonesia, I will guide them to say it in English. what you want to say. I will translate it and then you repeat it.
Wow, that's great. So you are a kind of walking dictionary
Yes.
for your students, so that the students are not afraid anymore in learning English, right?
Yeah, I think.
Because usually the students are quite nervous and they are not confident. They are afraid of making mistake in pronunciation,
No.
in grammar,
Yeah.
right? So we should be able to build or to, let's say, plant the 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 comprehension that actually do not think about that way. Is that correct, Bu?
Yes, because the pronunciation or maybe the dialect or maybe the misspell, it's a natural in learning English.
That is the point when we are trying to give comprehension to our students that, right, just keep on practicing.
Yeah.
Okay, just keep on speaking anytime and anywhere. So that's why probably because you want to make the students brave enough, then you try to make an English club in your school. Is that one of the aspect or factors that inspire you to create English club?
My motivation to make English club is I want the students can speak English freely and they have the same patience in learning English, because in a big class their patience or their motivation doesn't same. And then maybe just 50% the students who really have patience in learning English, and the other is not. So I asked them to join the English club. If you really want to learn English and you really to want to speak English, just join this club, because in this club there is no any subject. I mean, it's not like in a class. Yeah, it's not like in the class. We just discuss anything. We just say what we want to say, and we will correct each other in that club.
Can I say that this is one of your strategy to in your teaching and learning process to help them, the student who have low motivation, so that they have high motivation in using English? This is also part of your strategy in
Yes.
creating English club.
Yeah, I also asked to the big class that, okay, join our English club if you have a spare time, because in this club you can speak anything. And then after that, after I say I promote in the big class and 1 or 2 or 3, I want to join, Miss. Okay, come on Monday and Tuesday after school.
So they start being interested in joining your English club.
When there is a competition, I will take my student from English club.
All right, because you know their competence.
Because I know the and then I will promote to the big class. So this is the result of English class. You can become a champion. You can join the competition, something like that.
Wow, that's great. That's great. What I mean in here is you are one of the architects of teaching and learning process.
I hope so.
So teachers are also the architects of students' lives. So we are the architects in our classroom, and this is one of the small scope. After that, we would like to have them in large scope in their daily life. Right. So, well, it's quite interesting talking about teaching is more than professions with Ibu Fitria Agustin SPD MPD. Oh, sorry, MMPD. All right. Thank you so much for being present in our podcast, Bu Fitria. And what Bu Fitria said, we can just conclude that actually teachers are not only transferring their knowledge, but they are first the agent of change for the student's life. Those firstly who do not like English, and then they should be able to use their English, because life is only changing and developing. So they should be able to use their English. And the second one is that teachers are the architects in the instructional process. From what Bu Fitria already has already done, that she has made an English club. This is one of the strategies to help students understand more about English. They can consult in English club when they do not understand the material in the classroom. So I believe that you can take beneficial points from our discussion today, and hopefully we can just meet in the other occasions in next week. Thank you, Bu Fitria, and thank you everybody, and have a nice day.
Nice day.